Okay, so we're going to finish up the surface air pressure map. Do y'all have the high and low on your map? Yeah? Okay, so we're going to add arrows to it. Don't draw the arrows yet. We're going to talk through. You already did the arrows? Did you?
Yeah.
I see some people that don't have the arrows.
I do.
You have the arrows?
Wrong way.
Wrong way?
That's right, you did. Yeah, they did.
Okay. So then just remember, so which direction would the high be rotating? Clockwise.
Awesome, I did that right.
So like that. What about the low?
Counter.
Counterclockwise.
I drew the arrows on
Yeah, I would make sure to draw the second round of arrows too, not just the ones in here, because high and low pressures, they span out across long distances, so make sure that you have the effect of it spinning farther. I would put them as this, not on the line, because those lines are more for understanding where the pressure is.
Geostrophic.
Once you have finished the arrows, we're done with this map, so you go ahead and go to the final map, yes, the pressure change map. That's coming up shortly. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the final map, which is pressure change map.
Are these all different maps?
Yes.
I mean, you know what I'm trying to say, right? No, do they all have different temperatures?
No, they're all the same.
Yeah, but they're also
Okay, so we're going to move on to the pressure change map. And so, listen up. Okay, so for pressure change map, it's going to be every even number. Yes, so we're going to put the lines on all the even numbers. So we're going to start on the negative end and work our way to the positive end. So we're going to start with, let's start with -4, and let's start up here in the top left, right here. Okay. So, if you see, -4 is in between -3 and -5, so you're most likely going to draw right about here. That's where the -4 is. For the start in the top left corner of the map. And then from there, for pressure change map, it's going to be every even number. So we're not going to do the -3. We're going to go down to -2. And then that's -2. Yes. After -2, it goes to 0. And then so since there's zeros, you're just going to follow along the zeros. 0 as the term looks like. Yes, it's a very interesting shape. Where at? Oh, all the way over there? That's, so if you notice, it goes 0, -1, 0 again. So it's a separate change in pressure. I'll give you guys 12 seconds, that's a long one. Okay, so from there, we're going to work now in this area of the map. We're going to keep going positive. So now we're going to draw around all the positive 2's. So start here, and then work your way down here. That's what positive 2 looks like. And then now we're on to positive 4. That's positive 4. Positive 4. And then once you have the positive 4's, do you see the positive 6 right there? So you just circle it. And then finally, we're going to cover the southeast corner of the country right here. We're going to go back with the negative. So now we're going to do -2. So start here. You're going to work your way around the -3 and -5. Go all the way down here around the -3. Big circle around. In between -1 and -4. That gets to -2. Make a big circle. And that is -2. Make sure on your maps that you're labeling what each isotherm is so that we know that you know. Okay, and then finally we're going to cover -4. So we're going to make this way. You're going to go around -5, -4, -4. You're going to complete that circle. Does everybody have that? Any questions at all? No? Okay, so now you're going to get a blue colored pencil and a red colored pencil. And then that's what it looks like without before you start coloring, and then once you color, that's what it should look like. So you should have red here, blue here, and then red up here in this small little corner as well. While you're finishing coloring that up, I'm going to pass around these laminated sheets. We're going to work in pairs with these. So there's going to be one per pair. And there might be a couple extra, so if you end up wanting to work by yourself, there might be a couple extra. I would say yes, what's your name?
sit back there.
No, I would say just, unless you want to work with someone back there. Yeah, you can sit back there and work with them. Does everybody have this matte color? The red? No, you can just color it. Not the red. I'll give you another minute or so to finish coloring. Before we move on.
I was the one who started.
Is everybody done coloring with this map? Perfect. Okay, so now go ahead with your maps. Go back to surface observation. Correct. Okay, so to start, before we go any farther, we're going to transfer these high and low pressure systems and the cold and warm fronts to this map. Okay? So we're going to transfer the highs and lows from the other maps and the cold and warm front to this map. So you're going to take, so you're going to look at the high and low map, which is this. And then where you think the high is on this map, you're going to put the high. And where you think the low is, you're going to put the low. So I can now walk you through it. So the low, if you take a look at these numbers right here, it's at 1,800 right here, 1,800 for pressure. Actually, before we even start this, let's go over these symbols. Does anybody know anything about these symbols at all? Any idea? No? Yep. There you go. Okay. They're what?
This is Mr. DeBaron's alphabet.
Yes, it is. This is alphabet. Okay, so. Okay, so you notice on your observation maps that you have weird symbols. And so they kind of look like this. Okay? So, does anybody want to take a guess at what 77 is?
Temperature.
Temperature, yes. Okay, what about this? What about 71? Not the low temperature.
Dew point.
Dew point, yes, dew point. Okay, does anybody know what this number is? 998.
Atmospheric pressure.
Pressure, yes. What about the -03?
Yes.
Any idea?
How much the pressure change?
How much pressure is changed? Yes. So change of pressure. What about this little symbol next to the -03 right here? Yeah, what do you think that symbol means? Sound or up? It could be. It's tilted. What? Yeah?
It's either rising and falling or falling and falling more quickly.
So what is that sign, what is that overall sign? So how the pressure is changing. So is it steadily rising, steadily decreasing, is it increasing rapidly, decreasing rapidly? So it's how the change in pressure is occurring. Okay? What about this number? What about 5?
That's
The visibility in miles.
Visibility in miles, yes. So how far can you see on this day if you see this?
5 miles.
5 miles, yes. So, okay, so, anybody know about this upside down triangle right here? Nobody knows? Okay, so this is what the weather was. So it's the past weather. Okay? And then this symbol over here is the current weather of that location. So you can take a look with this. You can see the change in pressure, the temperature, dew point. You can also see how the weather has changed.
Wait, so showers and then raining in showers.
Is that what the symbols are on here?
Yeah, so this is
Yep.
showers.
So then, yep, that's exactly it. Okay. So now, what is this circle right here? Cloud cover. Okay. What happens if it's a circle with nothing in it, like that?
There's no clouds.
No clouds. What if it's completely filled in?
A lot of clouds.
There's all
Can't even see
clouds.
sky.
Yep. It's majority clouds, and then what if it's halfway shaded in? Partly cloudy.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. What does this symbol mean? Anyone take a stab at it? Taco?
Hmm.
Doesn't look like a taco. I am hungry right now, so. So this deals with low clouds, okay, and then next level clouds and then upper clouds, and how the clouds are moving. Okay, and then finally, does anybody know what this line is right here, followed by wind direction? Yes.
And speed.
So, and speed. Yes. Where on this line is this? Does it show you the speed?
The line's going up.
The line, these lines right here?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, with this one right here, from which direction is the wind blowing?
Right?
Yep, yep, so it's going up this way. So from southeast, yes, perfect. Okay, so does that make sense? Any questions about that overall? Can you explain more in more detail?
The 20 on the bottom.
20 on the bottom. So 20 on the bottom deals with these symbols up here. So it deals with that bottom symbol that looks like a taco, and it gives you a specific number with that. So it goes more specifically into it. Okay, so now you're gonna put your surface observation map down, and so now you're gonna take a look at the symbols and figure out where, so the high and low pressure is going to transfer over roughly in the same location. But so if you take a look right here, you notice that this says 080, 080, 080. So that's 1,800 for pressure. So that means the low has to be somewhere, let's put it right here. So this is where the low is going to be. Okay? And then you're going to color that in red. So fill in red, and then the high is going to be, if you look over here, you see the note that says, so then if you notice on over by the west coast, you'll see 240, 240, 240, and 240. So that means the high is going to be somewhere within there, because that's 1,240 millibars for pressure. So the high is going to be roughly, and then for the high, you're going to want to put it in blue. So the high is going to be about right there. So high pressure is on, so if you notice on the other map, when we did the high and low pressure, so this is the same map at the same time, we're looking at different parts of the weather. So it's the same thing where the high is from the surface pressure map, and it's the same where the low is. Because if you notice, it says 1,024 here, all the way around. On the high here, it says 1,240 along here. And then same thing with the low. Right here. So you're just with the L, you're gonna just make the L red and then the H blue. That's all you gotta worry about. Okay. And then from there, after you have the high and low pressure, we're gonna then move on to the cold front and warm front. So did anybody put in the cold and warm front over their temperature maps at all? If not, we can look through it together. Okay. So here's what the surface temperature map looks like that you guys should have already colored in. And so So okay, so everybody look up here for a second. So where do you think, if you look down in this part of the country, where do you think the cold pressure is, the cold front coming in is?
Red. Would you like the light?
Close.
Blue.
Blue?
Purple.
Maybe think the other direction. Green? Maybe the light green? Yeah. So the light green, so this is gonna be the cold front. Right there. It's as simple as a cold front. So you do not need to put this on your surface temperature map. I'm just drawing it up here so that when we transfer it to the observation map, it makes more sense. So this is a cold front. And then following that, where do you think the warm front would be? The orange, okay. Anybody else want to take a guess besides the orange? Yeah. Light purple? Okay. Any other guesses? No? Okay, so the warm front's actually over here. Actually, it is this way. And so it has more of half circles instead of triangles for warm fronts. So that's where the warm front and the cold front are. And then so when you transfer it to the observation map, it should look like this. Okay, I had it drawn to about here, so you're gonna want to take it up a little farther to below. And then, so I'll give you a couple minutes. Just make sure for the cold front it's in blue, and for the warm front it's in red. Just so it's easier to read the map. So Zach was asking why we had the triangles here and then half circles. So take a look on your sheets that I handed out. Right below J, it has all the different fronts. So it has a cold front, warm front, occluded front, stationary front. This goes on for a couple more. So you can look into those a little bit more if you're interested. Read about it. But we don't have to. You won't have to put any other fronts in this observation. Once you have that done with the last remaining couple minutes, I want you to work with the partners that I gave this out, and you are going to look at every single one of these, and wherever you see one where it did rain or is currently raining, shade it in green. So you notice a couple of them are already shaded green. So where you think that it has rained or is currently raining, just shade over it with it can either be dark or light green, whatever you want. And then once you think you have all of the places that are just rain, or it has rained or currently raining, next you're going to use a red color pencil, and you're going to find all the places where it did thunderstorm or is currently thunderstorming. What?
I put this one.
So for cold fronts, I mean warm front, it's the passive, and then cold front.
I do best, but I was not listening.
Just do this rain and storms. So just use green and red for now. We're only gonna have time for green and red. Yeah, so green is what's places where it has rained or currently raining, and then red is for where it had thunderstorms or where it's currently thunderstorming.
I made them more certain, so they look more like.